I'll tell you, this food delivery order is not what it seems for two reasons. So check it out. This is on Uber Eats, driving here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's $13.02. Now let's start to break it down. What stands out here? It's 4 miles. We can see the restaurant. We can see the estimated time. So two reasons. Number one, of course, it's the obvious. It's this complete black screen. I'm trying to figure out where this is going, right? For strategy, is this bringing me into another power strip, an area with a lot of restaurants? Is this good to take strategically? Now, number two actually involves pay, and it's kind of strange. Let's go through the shift here and see what happened. I want to talk about that later. So yeah, driving for Uber Eats again in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And yeah, the first order, really going blind here, not having any information, at least on the map, and certainly not being able to zoom in and zoom out because it's a complete black screen. So, knowing that and not having really any information, let's look at this next order. So here's our order request screen, right? I can finally see the map, which helps me just strategy-wise, helps me figure out if I want to take this one. So $14.88, the miles are pretty decent. It's only 5.7 miles, but I want some feedback from you. Let me know down below in the comments. Can it get kind of confusing, the app itself? Because sometimes it could be flipped upside down. I don't exactly know which way this is headed. Or sometimes I just want to double check. I want to click, pinch, rotate, etc. to get my bearings here, but I can't do that. So I'm trying to decide, should I accept it? Should I not accept it? And it kind of slipped through. I ignored it kind of accidentally. And next order request. So this one, $14.56. Now, I mean, look at the map here. I can't even see any of the routes. I know it's a pain. We get more information on DoorDash, at least being able to zoom in and zoom out. So I feel like we're taking more of a chance on Uber Eats just simply because of the mapping, right? I can't zoom in, I can't zoom out. It seems pretty good on paper, right? So this one was $14.56, 4.7 miles, but unless you're pretty familiar with that starting and the ending destination, at least just on the description alone, then I feel like there's some more risk there. But I did take that one after having that prior order slip through. It was a pretty good dollars to mile ratio. How much am I getting paid for the miles driven? But then this happened. So we can see the stacked order now. I'm finishing that one order, right? And then I accepted that next order. And as I'm trying to complete the delivery, this happened. So we're taking a picture of the delivery confirmation, the basically front step delivery with the hot and cold bag and the food. And the picture would not process over and over. So when you're driving, you just want to keep moving, right? You want to take the next order, especially because I had another pickup waiting. So let me know what you do in this scenario on any food delivery app, because really all of them require the order confirmation pictures. So here's what I did. Remember, it's not accepting the photo that I already took. I'm back in my vehicle and I'm waiting for this to upload. Now, I'm not going to go back to the customer's front door and maybe have an awkward scenario as they're basically opening the door to accept the order, or maybe already accepted the order here. So again, it wasn't loading. I just took a picture of a black screen and I said in the notes here, deliver to the front door. The app wouldn't process the confirmation picture. Now, in my opinion, I don't feel like you're really gonna have to worry about this. Frankly, I've had pictures, and actually this is something I need your help on as well. I've had deliveries that were contactless, right? And I was supposed to take a picture as we're describing here, that order confirmation picture. But on Uber Eats specifically, I had the customer that was actually standing curbside. So again, we kind of come to an awkward crossroads here as you're waiting curbside in front of the door, what have you. Now, I always say, hey, I appreciate you meeting me out here. Now, for a security measure, you can say, hey, I appreciate you meeting me out here. What was the name under? Or what was the order, name under, just to confirm if you'd like. But what about the picture? Because on Uber Eats, we're supposed to take a picture, right? Because it was supposed to be contactless. Now on DoorDash, you can actually switch when making the delivery. There's a button on there that says handed to customer. Now for some reason, Uber Eats doesn't have it. So they're prompting you to take a picture when the customer is there expecting you to hand it off. So the question to you, and do let me know down below in the comments, I want your help with this, because I've had this happen just yesterday and a few other times here, is do you take a picture holding up the food with the customer in it? Do you take a picture after the customer has accepted the order? Do you take a picture of just the residents, right? Maybe from the street, so you're not kind of invading their privacy, taking a picture? What do you do? Again, in my opinion, I wouldn't sweat it because those kind of glitches is not gonna happen too often. Now, again, documents, something I always talk about here. If there are glitches, screen record it, document so you have proof of what you're actually doing and the glitches themselves. So next order request, more so just for your entertainment here, an actual sub $4 order for $3.58. Just a friendly reminder, decline, decline. Always really want to get at least $7 order payouts or higher. And now it's time for the frustration of the day. I feel like there's something that's always happening here on recent shifts, but let me know how your marketplace has been. But the problem of the day today, check this order out. It's a fantastic order. I really liked this request. $14.44, a single order. It's not a stacked order, and it's for 3.8 miles. I was waiting right around the corner. It was perfect, which means I was already parked. I just got out and I went to the restaurant. I went to make the pickup and then I saw this. The restaurant was closed. And frankly, whose fault is this? This is the fault of the restaurant. It's not the app. It's not you. In my opinion, it's the restaurant. Why? Because if you look at the actual layouts for how the app works on the marketplace end, the restaurant end, it's up to the restaurant to submit changing hours or to go online and offline with Uber Eats. Clearly, they haven't done this here. I'm guessing this is an extension of the holiday hours. And it really does affect you as a driver because as you can see here, I had to, of course, cancel this delivery and you will mark the restaurant is closed. Now, a big mistake, in my opinion, from Uber Eats is they don't reimburse you at all. $0 for the restaurant being closed, in my opinion. And I believe DoorDash does this. The last time this happened to me on DoorDash. But if the restaurant is closed, and I mean, you drove there, you took time to drive there, you should be at least reimbursed in part for that delivery. So frustrating that I couldn't make that delivery, especially because, I mean, that was really an ideal order. It was a great dollars to mile ratio and the positioning was fantastic. It was going to finish in a very dense area of the marketplace as well. Again, that is a fault, something that really needs to be improved on Uber Eats. So I settled with this one. It was right across the street, basically, from that closed restaurant. So a Starbucks pickup, 1.3 miles, $8.05. Okay, so remember at the beginning of the shift here, that order that I showed you, there was really two reasons why that order stood out. Number one was, of course, that blackout screen. We can't see the map navigation. Now I want to go into the reason number two, and actually it affected several orders tonight. So just as a refresher, take a look at the order again. It's $13.02, and again, 4 miles, of course. Now, I was driving on some surge pay. That's, of course, the per delivery bonus here. So I'll receive extra pay on top of the base pay. But it wasn't that high. It was maybe $1.50, I believe. We'll see that in a second here. So why was the pay so high, $13, right, for just 4 miles? So looking at the actual pay breakdown of this order specifically, the pay actually came from this, the trip supplement. Now, what is a trip supplement? Because honestly, it's kind of confusing what this even is. So Uber defines the trip supplement as a new earnings component that takes into account many factors, such as total time and distance, including the time you spend traveling to the restaurant. That's interesting. That's that commute time. Trip supplement helps make every delivery worthwhile and will appear on your trip receipt when available. So if that still sounds kind of vague, I would say, yeah, it does still sound kind of vague here. So yeah, we got a trip supplement here of $8.49. And again, there's a surge pay. It was just $1.50. And then of course the base pay of $3.03. I would think of this as kind of the base pay calculation on DoorDash, where DoorDash considers desirability insofar as calculating that base pay. And check this order out, is actually echoed on this one. This $14.56, 0 tip from the customer and lower surge pay, just $1. This certain times, or I feel like just specific orders that may be getting ignored from other drivers, let me know. I mean, if it's getting me a $10+ payout, I'll take it. I mean, I don't really care if it's a trip supplement, the customer tip, and or boost or surge pay. I mean, I'm looking at the dollars to mile and the dollars to time ratio. But now let's look at the numbers. So this shift here in Pittsburgh was from 3 p.m. until 4:30 p.m. And during this shift, I grossed $35.63 in total revenue. Pretty decent on the gross revenue per hour, a touch under what I aim for, $23.75 per hour. During this shift, I completed 3 deliveries. Kind of surprisingly, I only received the 1 tip. Of course, we saw those trip supplements, and that tip was for $4.05. Business miles tonight, 18.5, and that earns me $1.93 payout per mile. And based on those miles, a tax deduction of $10.36. So I feel like the trends here in Q2, let me know what your marketplace is doing. But just speaking to what I'm seeing here, it seems like Uber's offering more and more quests, pretty consistent surge pay. Now, surprisingly, my driver profile, I really don't see any boost multipliers. Well, conversely, my brother also drives for Uber Eats and other apps. He's seen boost pay on his app. So again, let me know what your marketplace is doing. But I do see opportunities on Uber Eats, so make sure if you're not signed up for that, definitely add it to your side gig arsenal as well. And if you got value in this video, definitely drop me a like. And you can also click or tap the screen here for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you. And I'll see you in the next one.